Recaps! It is recaps. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 9. We're here. We made it. We're reviewing REL 6 and REL 7.
For those of you unfamiliar, we are the Wonder Twins, Steakmittens and Shadorra. We are REBBL admins, and we dabble in this REBBL nonsense.
Sure do. We're playing in Division 8 ourselves this season, but we are recapping Division 6 and Division 7. So for those of you, we actually have some repeats in 6 and 7 that we did the last season.
Average Rice and
Jeff.
And Morley, maybe? I thought we were stalking someone else.
There's a couple people that we recap that are in our division this season. Like Shazzlebob, the Khemri team that we recapped is in our division this year.
He just played his first game and lost.
Yeah, so those of you who didn't have us last year, the people that we weren't, that aren't stalking us, this is what our general format will be. We generally start on Wednesdays at normally about 20 minutes ago, but Shadorra got stuck on a subway.
I did.
Sometimes we will do an hour later. It depends on our schedules, but it's generally within an hour of this time on Wednesdays. And our format is we rotate back and forth between two sort of formats. We'll do like a full team review on 1 week, look at all the teams, seeing how they're developing, check out what the matches that just occurred were, and make predictions for the matches that are coming up. And then every other week, we will skip the team review portion because that takes a while. And honestly, if you review the same team every time after each week, there's generally not a whole lot of development. Instead, what we do is we watch a game from each division that we're covering. So if you guys happen to have any exciting games, if there's a game that you think is particularly worth watching for whatever reason, feel free to poke us on Discord, and maybe that'll be the one that we take a look at.
Yeah, and it can be because it was a stupid game. It could be because it was a really tense game. Like, just one that's, going to be fun for everyone to watch as a replay.
Otherwise, we just kind of pick one at random based on what we think will be interesting, and sometimes it turns out to not be interesting. So,
yeah. Like that time we were like, goblins beating lizards. That sure must have been interesting. And it was just the goblins casting all the Saurus in the first 3 turns and then doing nothing but fouling for the rest of the game.
Yeah. So that'll be it'll switch back and forth between those two on the week. And we'll always do predictions, and generally we'll be wrong.
We did pretty well. I'm gonna keep a score this season. I feel I'm gonna actually put money where my mouth is and see who wins.
Okay.
We do competitive guessing, by the way. Steak and I don't always agree.
And if you happen to miss the live show, I will also put it up afterwards with a little bit of editing on my YouTube channel, which you can find by searching Steakmittens on YouTube.
Shall we get started?
I guess so. So let's drop this title screen and make ourselves small. And here we are in game. This is the start of Division 6, and we're going to go through all the teams. Normally we'd start at this point with a look at the leaderboard and what matches just occurred, but considering this is pre-week 1 or week 1, whatever, no matches really have happened yet.
One has our boy Jeff, the foul targets, kicked the stuffing out of some vampires.
Yeah, so we won't be able to predict that match. I mean, we can look at it. Or no, we'll look at it next week.
It turns out I would have probably predicted the Wood Elves who won their division versus
me too.
Vampires any day.
We'll look at that match next week, though. So we'll start off. Draenor, Dead Wrestlers Society, Lizards.
1,800 TV Lizards, goddamn.
Shadorra is low. I'm sure I can bring that up a little bit. Andre the Giant, the block guard Kroxigor.
I mean, that's a wonderful block guard, stand firm. Even a strange order to go with those skills. I mean, usually you do guard before stand firm, but that is a delicious Kroxigor.
I appreciate the theme too. We got some wrestlers here. I like it. It's like mini Dr. Robert.
Yeah, I don't like Mighty Blow as a second skill. I feel like Strength 5 as a first skill screams make me a support piece. Like a Strength 5 guard, break tackle, something like that is a really disgusting Saurus, but he wants to make him a killer, and I can't fault.
And that may have happened second, considering there are 3 other guard Sauruses, 2 with break tackle.
Could be. You can never have too much guard, you know?
I suppose it's true.
But yeah, the plethora of guard and break tackle Saurus is really nice. I'd like to see some stand firm in here, but can't complain too much about this.
Blodge tackle Saurus. Movement 5 makes his sort of position as well, I guess he gets just to be more annoying at this point because you can use the next Saurus, the block tackle mighty blow, as your blitzer, and then you can use the blodge tackle one to be the annoying tackle piece to put on people. Speaking of annoying things to put on people, Eddie Guerrero, the diving tackle jump up skink.
Yeah, jump up is an interesting pick. You don't see it on skinks too often.
Especially not first.
Yes. Agi 4, catch, sidestep, sure feet skink. Pretty great.
Armor bust makes him a huge
It's fine.
target.
You just never let him get hit. It's fine. You still can't throw that away.
Yep. You're one of the people who are stalking us, or we're stalking you, whatever you wanna call it. And then we've got some more sidestep and diving tackle skinks and some rookie skinks. I mean, this is certainly an 1800 lizard team. There's a lot of skills.
It's a really deep bench for lizards. Two is a bit more than you normally see.
I feel like he only has one because he's got an MNG there. I feel like one of them might have been a money dump / fix me for next game because he's at exactly
it's a
150.
match played on Von Erich's revenge. So that makes sense.
So he likely just picked them up to make sure he has a bench for the next game, and then if nothing happens, he'll probably just fire him because it looks like he needed to dump money anyway because it's exactly 150. 3 real rolls, 1 Apo. Seems good. I mean, there's some like really good players and there's some like good players, and then there's a couple that are probably like weak points. But I mean, with most of this, there's like 2 good skinks and a whole bunch of Saurus development, and then a couple of rookie skinks. Like, yeah, no wonder it's 1800, but that's a good lizard team.
Yep, I'd really like to see Captain Lou Albino pick up Stand Firm to just make it a really annoying suite of Saurus. I'm not giving you shit, just kind of it's an unconventional first pickup for Saurus.
Why?
Or for skinks rather, the diving or the jump up.
My camera feels low. I need to adjust this a little bit.
It is a little pointed towards your cleavage. I didn't realize we were RL streamers.
I think that's better. Very topical of you.
I try to keep up.
I think that's better. Speaking of lizards, Rolling Red and more lizards.
Reddit Eternal Lizard League.
Fogmire Fen Beasts. Rolling Red.
These ones are almost as battered as mine are.
Rolling Red seems familiar. Did I play him recently, or something? I did. I played him in the Open Invitational. So there you go. Maybe that's why they're battered a little bit. We've got a movement busted Saurus with Mighty Blow and Block. We've got a guard stand firm Crocs, as we said. Both kind of the default first 2 skills for Crocs, generally in that order. The Armor 10 Saurus, I think, is really funny.
Yeah, that's bizarre. That is truly bizarre. I wouldn't consider either movement or armor on Saurus. They have exactly enough of both, and it won't save you from Claw. Blodge is great, and having 2 Blodge is really great. Starting both with Dodge is, again, something I tend to avoid. It really slows the Saurus development down. But if I was close enough to level 3, I would have considered it.
It turns out that it may have been slow to get them to this point, but they are at the point now where they'd have Blodge.
It is currently an AV10 Blodge guard. Do I wish that was instead guard stand firm? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, the Dodge first slows your development down, but it doesn't matter because he's got the development now, right? He's got 2 Blodge.
It's true. Let's not go too far back in time.
Yeah.
The other Blodge source, again, Blodge source are incredibly difficult to deal with. Quite Mighty Blow spammy for lizards. Tend to see that a lot less and more guard. It's more kind of the pitch control side of things, but he's clearly getting a lot of SPP out of it, given that this one has inflicted 19 casualties.
I like the 2 like super blitz Saurus. We've got Block Mighty Blow Frenzy Tackle on one, and Block Mighty Blow Tackle Frenzy Pro on another one. So he's
the double Frenzy is again an odd pickup, but an interesting one. It does kind of give you 2 different surfing threats that are very hard to deal with.
2 Frenzy is better than 1 Frenzy because you can have 1 on either side of the pitch, and now you can threat surfs on both sides when you're defending.
Yep, I'd be tempted to ditch the AV bust. As someone who's currently carrying 2 AV busts down from 4.
He's 1 SPP from leveling.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's I mean, I guess because he's kind of the blitzer, you care less. But Saurus are so difficult. I mean, like losing a Saurus in a game is the road to losing the game, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like you should replace that Saurus, but maybe he's like biding his time until he has enough money or something like that.
We've got Rookie Skink. We've got a movement busted Skink with Sidestep and Leader.
Leader as a double, especially when you're sitting on 3 rerolls already, I don't like it. If you were trying to be efficient and you wanted to pick it up, that's not too bad. But I wouldn't take it as my first double, and I certainly wouldn't have 3 rerolls and Leader. It's a bit bloaty, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, the movement 7 kind of sucks. One of the biggest strengths of Skinks is their movement. He's a little scary to fire at this point, though, because you don't have a lot of other Skinks, but rookie Skinks are fine, I guess. You could drop a reroll to save some TV. Like you'd save quite a bit by dropping a reroll and then utilizing the Leader. Or you could get rid of the Leader. I mean, it's all up to you. You've got a lot of injuries that you probably want to do something about at this point. So it's kind of about prioritizing what you want to fix. And I feel like the Armorsaurus is probably the first one I would try to fix.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite worth keeping.
No. And then some rookie Skinks, a diving tackle Skink, standard skinky things. I think this team is it's good, honestly. Like it's 1590 and there's a lot of, and all that TV is on Saurus. I just think it's very close to a catastrophic collapse.
Well, it's 1590 plus 2 rookie Skinks.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, only 1 rookie skink.
One rookie skink.
So yeah, it's 1650.
You could fix that a little bit. That's like a little bit high for what this is, I think, but it seems fine. And you only have so much money. You probably want to replace things when you get a chance to. Saurus probably first, and work on leveling them.
Yep. And then we have the Hufflepuff Heroes by Wugambino.
Khemri, 1700 Khemri. So I'm excited to see what kind of skills we have. That's several Agi.
There's a Blodge Khemri, or there's a Blodge Tomb Guardian. Blodge Tackle? Is that 3 doubles?
That is 3 doubles. That's a Blodge Tackle Tomb Guardian. That's so dumb.
Disgusting.
That's like a really reliable Strength 5 Blitzer, despite him only having Movement 4, I guess. But that's really funny. I like that a lot. And he's got those levels without Mighty Blow.
Yep.
How many MVPs? This guy's taken 5 MVPs over 26 matches. That would probably explain that. This team is amazing. Oh my god.
That's so stupid.
Mighty Blow Guard, Grab, Tomb Guardian. That's more the progression you expect when you don't roll doubles. Mighty Blow helps them level. Guard is great, especially on Strength 5. And then Grab keeps people stuck on your Strength 5 where you can hit them more. But this Blodge Tackle Tomb Guardian is the greatest thing in the world. Oh my god, I love it. We got some standard. The first Blitzraw is standard, right? You got Mighty Blow first, helps them level. Then you can pick up Tackle or whatever. This other one is kind of one of your ball carriers, potentially. Although he probably was initially, and that's how we got to Mighty Blow Tackle. And I feel like we may have switched to the Skeleton. Because he probably wants to be hitting people with that block Mighty Blow Tackle.
Yeah, I'm impressed that this Blitzraw has been around for 13 games and has only accrued 14 SPP.
Yeah, well, he's probably blitzing with the block dodge tackle guy, or potentially this already a Mighty Blow Tackle thing. It's like that problem you run into with a lot of teams where if you have multiples of a positional and one positional becomes more reliable, you start to use that positional more often because it's more reliable, so they get more blocks or more whatever, and then the other one gets used less and it slows down their development unless you really focus on it. Speaking of doubles, there's a Throw Raw with Blodge because we need more Blodge on the Khemri team.
All right, they don't have Agi access, do they?
They certainly do not.
I guess they're not very agile. Strength up on a skeleton is interesting. I don't know if I would have taken that.
More strength, more better.
Could be guard, though.
So?
But anyway, obviously it's working out. Plus Agi skeleton. Never pass up plus Agi on a Khemri team.
With block now, so he's definitely... I would imagine this guy is doing ball carrying. He's only got 1 touchdown, actually, so maybe not. It might be the other Blitzraw. He's going to only get 2. So despite having Agi, are we dedicating the Throw Raw to it? Or maybe the Agis are recently. Yeah.
Someone is saying that apparently he picks up with the Throw Raw and occasionally even passes. Agi 2 passes, best passes.
Yeah, it's free reroll. Not bad.
You gotta use the free reroll or else it's bloat, right?
Yeah, duh. The Agi 3 is really good, though, on some players. You have more pickup options, or more recovery options. You have people who you're actually capable of handing off to, right? You can pick up with the throw raw and hand off to the Agi 3, and they're likely to actually catch it, because stuff
and
like that is good, too.
A dirty player skeleton and a guard skeleton. I think this is another team that has more doubles and stats than it does normal rolls.
I like it. This team is amazing. They're my favorite. This is the only standard level, really, is the skeleton with dirty player and the Blitzrar with mighty blow, and everything else is like, here you go, have doubles. I really
and that
like
one
it.
poor Tomb Guardian who just can't roll a double to save his life.
Speaking of high TV teams that I'm excited to take a look at, 1620 Vamps.
These are the Vamps that lost to Jeff and his mean Wood Elves?
Well, 1620, because there's just a lot of Thrall levels.
And all the Thralls have Wrestle.
I mean,
Wrestle and Dirty Player. Just, there's a theme to this, I feel, and it's getting kicked in the face.
Oh, I mean, it's very vampire-y, right? Like, who cares if the Thralls are on the floor? You can still bite them, right? So, like, Wrestle is good. Having more players on the ground, you can use them as, like, line fodder, right? Like, the Wrestle Fen guy is definitely line fodder. You've got, like, your a dirty player and you're like very stereotypical kick dirty player, so you can kick short and then also stomp on people. And then going for, instead of specializing, we're sort of going for the reliability. Like, we've all seen Vamp teams and how rough they can be if you don't have any reliability skills like block or dodge, because you have to start spending rerolls on them, and then sometimes rerolls fail, or you have to use rerolls on Bloodlust and you go through them fast and turn over and it sucks. So I like the Blodge Thrall. That's funny. He's like a mini vamp. But we've got, 4 vamps, 5 rerolls. 5 rerolls seems like a lot. But, I mean, 4 is pretty typical, so 5 isn't out of the question, I guess.
No, it's usually vampires plus 1.
I've seen a lot of number of vampires, but I guess it depends. Vamp rerolls are expensive, is the thing. He lost the good vamps. He had a movement 8-1 and a movement 7 blodge 1. Ugh, those are bad. That's bad.
Well, then he's doing a good job of getting them the levels they need. Like, even with block, they become a lot more reliable. As long as you're not committing rerolls to things like blocks, like as soon as you're not committing rerolls to 1/9s, it becomes a lot more reliable to use the vampires. So.
Yeah, you can do that, and then you can start picking up other skills or whatever. And like there's a couple ways people do vamps. This is one. One is like they'll specialize them. One guy gets mighty blow, one gets tackle, one gets block, one gets whatever, dodge. I like this way. Eventually, you pick up pro like as your 3rd or 4th skill, and then you drop rerolls to save TV.
His stadium is called Edmonton. I wonder if he's another Canuck.
BioWare for life. I mean, they're named after BioWare characters, right?
It's true.
Commander Shepard, Rex, Legion. Legion is my favorite, by the way.
We were all very curious, Ben.
Oops, I didn't mean to back out of all the divisions.
No, I'm going to talk about Mr. J's. Chorfs. Well, you get back in. Rouge's Gallery.
Rouge's Gallery.
Rouge.
Need 1 Rouge for lockpicking. Mr. J, yep. Chorfs.
A lot of things to unpack with this naming structure. That is a plus Agi Bull Centaur. Really good. I don't like picking up break tackle after plus Agi. I feel like there's a lot less value there once you have the plus Agi.
Perhaps.
And once I roll plus Agi, I would have considered going the Sure Hands route, but still a very scary bull to deal with. It means he can usually dodge away from one tackle zone and then maybe do a bit of a tackle zone dive without necessarily burning the break tackle on the first dodge, which is nice.
Or if you're stuck in like a surfable position or whatever where you need to make that like the dodge into a tackle zone and then a regular one afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's the most efficient use, but it's pretty cool. Several Claw Mighty Blow pieces, 3 in fact. That's immense for the number of levels he's gotten.
One of them's got Pylon, but he's also niggled, so that guy is getting absolutely crunched at every opportunity.
You kick Turtle every time he hits the floor, but every time he hits the floor, he probably takes one of your players with him. So
yeah, well, he's niggled though. Like he's your like massive target for this team. Yeah, 2 other tough. Claw Mighty Blow, both also with guard because Chorfs.
Yeah, no, really nasty blockers. The 2 rookies are unfortunate. How long have they been around, I wonder?
They're both twos.
Yeah, one's around for 9 matches, and the other loading 4 matches. So he looks like he suffered a bit of attrition.
Yeah, and it turns out that the only way those guys are going to level is really is with MVP, because all the Kazes are going to go to the Claw Mighty Blow guys.
Yep. Plus strength on a Hobgoblin is nice. One of the things that Chorfs struggle with sometimes is pitch control. It's not as bad once they have a bunch of these guard blockers and the bull centers have levels, but an extra strength 4-piece kicking around is pretty nice. I don't know who he's carrying on. He has no sure hands. He might be carrying on Blight the second, but that means he's committing rerolls to pickups and things like that.
Or the Shade, block fend.
Oh, that's true. But carrying on kick? I mean, I guess you can.
But yeah, you just use the kick on offense or on defense, and then on offense you have the block fend. You could carry on him, or you could carry on the bull centaur with Edgy 3 as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't have carrying skills. I mean, break tackle is not bad, but guard is definitely not.
I mean, block is a carrying skill. So is Agi.
Block is indeed a carrying skill.
Dirty player Hobgoblin, kind of standard there. We got an Apo and 3 team rerolls. Chorfs.
Looking good.
These guys are awful.
Except they're Chorfs, and I hate them.
You play Chorfs.
I played briefly. It didn't count. I never even got Claw. Buzzard, 295s, the bad QB squad.
Underworld, Tentacles Troll. I like them already.
Tentacles, Block, Claw, Mighty Blow, Troll.
Yep.
That is a troll you do not want to be stuck up against.
It's a terrifying troll. We got Skaven Blitzer with nothing. I don't know. I imagine he hasn't been around long. Yeah, 3 matches. Then we've got your standard Underworld Skaven Blitzer, Mighty Blow, Claw, Piling On. Every Skaven Blitzer on Underworld in the universe goes that exact order of skills unless they get doubles or something. And even then, they probably get these skills anyway.
What would you take on doubles? Oh, dodge. Ugh. Jump up, maybe? I mean, I guess you could take a jump up.
Yeah. 2 Skaven Throwers, one with movement 8, one with extra arms. So, like, he's got sort of a pseudo gutter runner, like stupid movement. And he's got the easy pickup with sure hands and extra arms, which is nice. Skaven lineman with wrestle, and then we've got our goblins. There's the big hand, the sort of ubiquitous big hand.
Yep, for picking up balls in tackle zones. Just Stunty helps a lot with that.
The other one you see all the time is 2 heads, although surprisingly he went wrestle horns. So that's he's got like a cage diving sort of.
Yeah, because he rolled a double for wrestle, and then has turned it into a sacker of sorts. So
yeah, he takes 2 heads next, I imagine, there, so that he can dodge into cages better on a 2+, and then he can. I mean, unless the cage diving is going to be difficult, I guess. So probably strip ball, maybe.
Strip ball's a double.
If you can get it, yeah.
No, I think that's tough. If you rolled another double, yeah, strip ball, tackle, maybe something like that.
Mm-hmm. But like he's already strength 2, and like the horns diving into a cage doesn't actually really help that much because there's likely going to be. I mean, I suppose if you can take away the assists, it'll make it a 1 die.
You would take away the assists with the other goblins, like you don't care too much about them, right? So,
yeah. So yeah, 2 heads.
I mean, it's reasonable. It's hard to defend against a stunty sacker, right? Like, what are you going to do?
Put guard on the corners.
Yes, well.
2 heads if you don't roll doubles, and like either strip ball or tackle, I guess, if you do. But there's like 2 really scary players on this team, and then a bunch of sort of standard players. Although one of the scary players is very standard, I guess. Underworld.
They're fun. And there's Chaos Time in all caps.
Respectable gents playing Chaos. I'm excited to see what that Underworld team looks like at the end of the season. That is the most stats I have ever seen.
But they're all movement.
That's amazing.
That is a 1600 Chaos team with 6 block.
Yes, who cares? That's so dumb. Look at all that movement. So he's got a super ball carrier with sure hands block, movement 7, and 2 heads. So he can dodge. Like the only thing he wants there really is like dodge or plus agi. And extra arms or plus agi. That's really funny. Tackle plus movement. So we got a blitzer in development. Tackle plus movement.
Yeah, 2 of those.
Another
like
plus movement.
Tackle pickup first. It's not really what you need in Chaos.
I feel like I would have given up on the third plus movement. It depends on what order these occurred in. I would have absolutely taken one, and then maybe a second one, but 4 is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, this carrier, like Francis, is actually an excellent piece.
Yeah, if he can get dodge and plus agi, that's brilliant. If not, if he can get extra arms and then dodge, like if you can get another double, like getting dodge in there would be really nice.
I mean, what I don't like about this is that he has no killer beastman, which is super essential for Chaos. He's nowhere near a Claw Mighty Blow piece for beastman.
He's near a Claw Mighty Blow for a Chaos Warrior, but it's also niggled.
Yes. I mean, he's got 2 of them. Oh, right. This one's 5 SPP away.
Yeah. He's got a
You
strength
often
5
want your
Chaos Warrior too.
to pick up guard as well. So
Yeah, like this team, if it survives like 4 or 5 games, it has the potential to be really gross. But right now, like it might have a difficult time winning against certain teams because it's not utilizing a lot of the strengths that Chaos give you. But it has the potential to be ridiculous and win games like crazy. But its next like 3 or 4 might be difficult to win, I think, just because you have all that, like you're 16-10, but a lot of that is just coming from stats which don't help you a lot right now, other than on the ball carrying beastmen. But they have the potential to be super good. I think 4 rerolls, I guess, makes up a little bit for the lack of block and stuff, but it's
an incredibly bloated Chaos team, though. It must be said.
Yeah.
You're not getting a lot of value out of all this TV.
No, that's basically what my point was in less words. We've got The Elements of Style by MyStays. Wood Elves, 1570.
The Lord of Memes himself.
I'm expecting to see some stupid players. That's a stupid player. Right away.
That is a movement 10 catcher, I should say.
Instantly, we have the natural one-turner, who also has, block and sidestep, just in case he has to be on the field, which he does in most cases, because Wood Elves, he's also hard to knock over. We've got a strength up leap wrestle catcher, so we've sort of got a nice little like pseudo war dancer there.
Well, it's a sacker, right?
Yeah,
it's gonna get tackle strip ball next.
Yeah, it's a pseudo strip ball. It's like a pseudo blitzer war dancer, right? Because it's leap wrestle plus strength. Because there's another war dancer with strip tackle, so he's got 2 options at that now.
I don't think there's a player that is
bad
less long for this world than a blodge diving tackle sidestep niggled wood elf catcher.
Yeah, that's
like it's really great, but it is going to die really hard really soon.
God, yeah, he's a good player. Blodge step diving tackle is super annoying. But
same with blodge guard sidestep.
Yeah,
very good catchers. It must be said, excellent catchers.
Speaking of good players, that's a kick guard lineman, and guard is amazing on elf teams, and this has 2.
Yeah, as a second level after kick, it's kind of awkward, but I mean, you never pass up guard.
No.
On elves.
Oh, I do appreciate that actually. The names are in the right order. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, neon, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon.
It does make it a little weird, but yes. Because I was like, where are the war dancers?
I mean, he could have named them something else.
This one has played 12 matches and only has 19 SPP. That's pretty low for a war dancer. I mean, this one has only played 6 matches, so it looks like he probably had what I would imagine was his Star War Dancer die. Because the reason this one probably has fewer SPP is because the Star War Dancer was hogging it all. And the catchers, of course, were hogging it all.
I guess I understand what's happening here. I was going to say, on the one hand, I appreciate that these guys are in the element order. On the other hand, the players are in weird order. But that may just be because he's naming them like sequentially down the table. And like when certain players die or get fired, he just takes the next one and they have to be in order on the team. I imagine that's probably what's happening. Misnick's game tree, but he's fine. He'll be okay. Pretty like nothing exciting on this thrower. He's got accurate, so he's slightly better at throwing, but he's not like he's no long bong yet.
It turns out very few wood elf catchers are long bong. So
no unskilled players on this team other than the tree. We've got a wrestle line elf. There's the other war dancer, just tackle. So we've got a strip tackle, a regular tackle, and then we've got a wrestle strength catcher. So like 3 sort of war dancer options there. And then a Miss Next Game wrestle line elf. So those are presumably the line fodder Line Elves along with the tree. The downside is he only actually has one of those for next game, but he'll have two loners, so he just uses the loner ones.
Yep, it's not too bad.
It's a good team.
Two rerolls is a bit low.
Who needs rerolls when your whole team is Blodge?
I mean, Wood Elves surprisingly do.
Oh, this team
There's
is
a lot of built-in rerolls, but they roll a lot of dice, you know, and 6 or 1s happen.
This is a really gross team. I don't like it.
Yep, I mean, I wouldn't want to play it, but it's going to be fun to cover.
Great
Sure.
cold ones. Rebel. Isn't Mike.
Mike.
Isn't Mike? Isn't Mike? Whatever. Norse.
His record is 15, 2, and 4 because Eisenmike is, you know, kind of good at this game.
Yep. We've got a Mighty Blow Yeti. So there you go. Mighty Blow Claw on the big guy. Turns out is good.
A Blodge, Agi 4, Mighty Blow, Jump Up, Frenzy, Berserker. I mean, I know a lot of those skills are standard, but that is a scary piece that you're going to have a hard time hiding from. He's coming for you.
And then another dodge one, because doubles, I guess, are a thing.
Yep. 2+ movement runners. That's really nice, having the movement 8 pieces on a team that regularly caps out at 7. In general, I love plus movement on your fastest pieces. I mean, there's like a limit to how much you want, but 1 on each of your fastest pieces seems pretty good to me.
One with guard dodge, so movement 8, guard dodge, block. Like, he's very mobile guard piece. And then another one that's basically the same, but also has Mighty Blow.
Yeah, I mean, damn, these are some punchy Norse.
The 2 players that didn't have block now have block in the Ulfs. Plus guard, strength 4 guard with block, kind of good.
Yep, and Frenzy often ends up in the scrum, so having guard there makes a lot of sense. On your Ulfs, you want those to be kind of like your guard pillars, so I like it a lot. It is a weird Norse team that's really had a rough go with the linemen, but
yeah, who needs linemen?
It's had really interesting development.
Who needs linemen? They start with block. That's all they need, except for this one who is kick dirty player. But that is a Norse team, and I like it.
Very cool. And then we have Average Rice Joes, who we covered for the entirety of their rise.
Yeah.
In the first season, where they lost, I should say, none of their games. They went 8-5-0.
Mm-hmm. Yet still didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, that division was dumb. That was Jeff's division, as I recall.
Yeah, it was all that he needed to win that last game instead of draw it, and he drew it, and then Jeff needed to lose or something. Like, I don't remember the details, but it basically worked out to being Average Rice tied his last game, and therefore Jeff needed to lose by 6 touchdowns in order to not go to playoffs. But if Average Rice won, then he could have gone if Jeff lost or only won by less amount of touchdowns or something. I don't remember the details, but he almost made it, and the fact that he didn't make it undefeated is a little sad.
Yep. And this is the team. It's looking pretty good. I wish one of those Mighty Blow were guard, and I wish there was a bit less skink levels, but sometimes you can't help that. Guard stand firm Crocs is really nice. It's exactly where you want your Crocs to be if they don't pick up block along the way. 2 sidestep diving tackle skinks, incredibly annoying, and even a block sidestep 1 for carrying the ball on. It's a little safer. Yeah, it's a real solid Blizzard team.
Yeah, basically, you can't really ask for much. The only things I'd consider switching are, like you said, one more guard and maybe a tackle somewhere.
Yeah, I think actually I would trade Mighty Blow for tackle and White Goodman, though I wouldn't have taken it as a first skill either way.
Yeah, well, exactly. If you could build a Lizard team from scratch, replace one of those Mighty Blows with tackle, and this is the team you'd take.
It turns out that is exactly what my 80 English Chaos team looks like.
Oh, there you go. I mean, this is a good looking Lizard team. Not like a crazy amount of development, but it's this is all good. It's pretty standard. It's a good. It's not quite this high because he has money to get rid of, but this is a really good 1500-ish Lizard team. This is kind of all the skills you want. So that's it's very TV efficient, I guess, for what he has. So that's nice. Rage Dorf. One of the playoff coaches from the season.
Unseen Walker.
Last season, season 8. We're now season 9. They were in the playoffs.
Oh, yes. I, in fact, was casting the game where his dwarfs got murdered, as I recall. as Fast Dwarf wasn't so fast anymore.
No, he's not fast anymore. Don't die.
Laughed until I coughed. I love being sick.
Yep. Well, this is a dwarf team. I mean, so like two troll slayers with mighty blow piling on, like the exact skills you'd pick. Other than sometimes maybe people will take tackle, but you have so much tackle. The tackle is more so to make sure that you hit people with the mighty blow. But mighty blow piling on. Runner takes block first, so unless you roll plus agi, take block so that you don't have a weak player somewhere on your team. He's got one with wrestle actually, which he's using, I would imagine, for sacking, which is kind of cool. I haven't really seen that used too often.
You see it occasionally. It's
Yeah,
not the
but not
first
too
wrestle
often.
runner I've seen, but yeah, it's not necessarily the first thing people go for.
And then guard spam because dwarves.
Yep, guard, some mighty blow, some stand firm. The strength guard blodge blitzer is really nice, so he's a very mobile blitzer, unless he won in 9s.
Yeah, but it's also he's difficult to knock down because strength 4, block, dodge, and then he's also guard. So the difficult to knock down means you can put him in really annoying places, and then he's difficult to remove. Like stand firm would be a really good option for him too.
Yep, I like stand firm as a pickup after this.
And then we've got there's another blodge dwarf down there to just have another annoying to knock over piece. Like so he'll probably pick up guard because he's one of the few that doesn't have guard yet. But like blodge guard is just really annoying to deal with. I mean, it's dwarves. What do you want me to say?
Yep, they're a dwarf team. They won most of their games. In fact, they're 13-3-2, which is a pretty excellent record as well.
More lizards.
More lizards.
Economy of scale, furl, lizards. They were in the playoffs too, right?
Maybe
That sounds
they
familiar.
weren't in our divisions. I know, and they are a fresh team.
Economy of scale sounds familiar. I don't remember
I don't
why.
think they were in our division. I mean, I don't think they were in the playoffs because they've only played 13 games. Which
Okay, so maybe not.
means they just played the regular season and none of the OI.
They might have been one of the teams that I like predicted to make it out or something, and then it failed. I don't remember, but I recognize the team name. Misnick's game Crocs will be rough for his first game, depending on who it's up against. But it's plus movement and guard. Movement 7 big guy is really funny. I don't know if it's worth the TV, but I think it's fun.
It makes me make faces. Not as much as the block mighty blow piling on Saurus, which makes me want to crawl out of my skin.
Pile on.
You're a control team. You need to be on your feet to pitch control. Don't take piling on Saurus.
First supply sideline economy is frenzy. How very appropriate. I appreciate it.
Yes, it's a bold first choice. But he is 2 SPP away from a level where he gets blocked, presumably, to be a more reliable frenzy piece.
To block Saurus, one who's about to level, probably another block. One break tackle Saurus, which is kind of interesting as a first pickup.
This dude's in the awkward. I am 1 Kaz away on basically all of my Saurus from leveling them again.
Yeah.
Which always stings a little bit. Because then you'll play 4 games where the skinks eat MVPs and you can't find a Kaz to save your life.
Those are a couple good skinks, though. We've got a Blodge Step skink and then a Blodge skink. Those are like shoring up one of your big weaknesses, and the skinks are, if they go down, it's bad, and that's just one less way to get them over, right? To knock them over.
I mean, of course the Legend Saurus had Palm. Like, that's a great way to get a Saurus more SPP. I don't know, man. I don't think it fits the theme of the team, but everyone can build their teams as much as they like. I just like to frothily yell about things.
I think it's fine. I just think it's early, right? Like I think there are skills that help you more. The thing is, if you have Mighty Blow piling on one guy, you're going to dedicate him to be blitzing as often as humanly possible because he's so likely to remove players that now you're not hitting very often with other players, and you can see what's happened there, right? That guy's 41 SPP, and the next highest Saurus is 14. Right, like it's just it really stacks your development on one player.
He's eating all of the SPP, yes. Because every turn you look at all of your players and you're like, well, I guess I'm blitzing with the Mighty Blow piling on one.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's good, and it's certainly going to get work done, but it's going to hog SPP for the start.
I think it is long term a negative influence on the team.
Thanks to the follow Zim. Foul targets. Jeff.
Oh wait, what? Oh, you moved on?
I did. Well, we talked about everything, right?
You didn't talk about the skinks. The
Yeah, I
skinks are
did.
pretty good.
I did.
Fine, they're great. They're pretty good skinks. Jeff again. His team is gross. Spoilers.
Yeah, this is a Wood Elf team that made it through like an entire division without losing games and also not losing players somehow. So it got a lot of levels.
He was 12-2-0 before he made it to the playoffs. So.
And he was also like had like 11 or he had like 12 or 13 players at the end of the season too, like completely healthy with a bench Wood Elves.
And then he played Sage and got pitch cleared twice in a game.
Yep.
That's how these things go.
It's worth noting he has a block tree that could have been a strength tree. But it's
I agree with the block pickup there.
So do I. It's just memes, you know.
Don't your memes be dreams.
Cunning Fox Pup, thanks for the follow. So for realsies, we've got 2 War Dancers. One is a plus Agi, Sidestep, Blodge, Frenzy, which is great. Several attempts at knocking people over. Super annoying to knock over him on his own. And then the other one is sort of going the Ball Hawk route with Strip Ball.
Target 2 is effectively like a I can surf you wherever you are, right? Like there's nowhere you can if you were within 2 squares of the ends of the sidelines, he will surf.
Yeah, because he can leap over whatever. He also can't really be counter surfed very easily because of the sidestep. It's good.
The other War Dancer has played 2 games, so his other Star War Dancer, which I believe was a Mighty Blow War Dancer, has died, which is unfortunate. Catcher with Sure Feet and Blodge is minus AV. That's probably a fire. 2 normals. I don't think I'd keep a 2 normal AV busted catcher.
Yep. That's probably why I recognize him, because he was like totally undefeated, and I was doing simulations to try to predict who will win the division. So I think I predicted him as the winner, which is I think why I recognize it. And then he dropped out or whatever.
And then we have 2 other Blodge catchers, one of which has sidestep, a plus Agi accurate thrower. That's on the way to being long bong silver.
Yeah, he needs some strong arm.
He does. One more double.
Yeah. Superfed hosting. Welcome to our div review. I assume you're just watching a different div review. This one is 6 and 7 of REL. Block tree we talked about. Great, super good. Block is amazing on trees.
1 Kaz away from another level where he probably picks up grab.
Maybe guard.
But guard is less useful for Wood Elves, I find. So grab to help with the 1 turns, especially when you don't have a plus movement catcher. It's pretty nice.
And block means you're more likely to actually block with him and be okay with that. So grab is like useful.
Yep.
If he didn't have block, I would say probably guard first. But since he does have block, guard gets that much more use. You're more likely to actually use him for blocking, and you don't really care if people stay on you too much because they're like they're not going to have an easy time knocking you over. Whereas people will like uphill trees sometimes because if they get knocked over, it's difficult for them to get back up, and they're less likely to uphill you and stuff if you have block. Strength lineman with kick, ubiquitous elf kick, not ubiquitous elf strength.
I'm not sure how I feel about target 11. I have mixed feelings, I think.
I like strength. Strength is good.
Yes, well, you're a simpleton.
I sure am.
Blodge lineman is great. Block lineman is great. Dodge AV busted lineman is going to the farm in the sky.
Yeah, probably. And all orc no play by Foog You.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a play on fuck you, I believe.
It very well might be. Black Orcs, he went the block first route, and he's got a plus strength 1, which is beautiful, plus strength.
These are weird team. I thought this team.
The orc.
Yeah, this is weird, but I like it.
I mean, I feel like he did it just to piss off like casters.
Probably. It's I know that's why his name is that, but I'm not going to validate him. And I'm going to say Foog You instead of Fug You. Yeah, block first, Black Orc. Sometimes you'll see guard first, sometimes you'll see block first. He went block first, picked up guard after.
It's a very guard-light team, it must be said. Only 3 guard at 1600 TV is incredibly low for Orcs.
Yeah, but he's got a strength Black Orc, and he's got a Mighty Blow, Tackle, Guard, Stand Firm Blitzer, and he's got a plus Agi, Dodge, Tackle Blitzer, which are both really, really good pieces.
I'm not sure how I feel about 2 bench when you don't have any developed linemen, like any DP or anything like that. 13 feels a bit deep. I mean, you're going to be still fouling, but
Yeah.
Without the dedicated pieces that you don't want to put on the LOS, it feels like a bit of a deep bench for an 89 team.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one too many, but that's fine. They're like all totally rookies. I don't.
Yep. So yeah, he's got some pretty good blitzer development. Obviously, Blodge, Agi4. I might have gone sure hands. I don't know. I don't like the tackle pick as much. I think he's making him into a bit of a sacker, but I think this screams ball carrier to me.
Yeah.
Having a really nice, safe orc blitzer to ball carry on can be really excellent. I mean, he might be trying to go a bit of both, saying I'll carry on the Agi4 and maybe commit some rerolls to ball pickups, but also have him as a useful sacker.
Yeah, it's a good orc team, and it's certainly going to get much better in short order with 2 black orcs very close to getting guard, couple level ups like very close to happening. There's only 1 mighty blow, not very like killy, but it's decently controlly. There's some really good pieces here, and I expect this team to be really good in a couple games. Shall we try to predict some things?
Sure. Let's go to the schedule.
So we've got some lizards. Speaking of those orcs, we have that orc team versus the second lizard team we looked at, which was the one with like the billion injuries.
This is, the Fogmire Fen Beasts were the ones who, Rolling Red's team, who need to do a bit of rebuilding. So the Orcs slightly outguard the Lizards, but only slightly, and the Lizards have a very strong Strength 5 guard stand firm piece, so they can kind of pivot around. 2 Frenzy also does make the pitch control more complicated for the Orcs. They have to be wary of the sidelines.
More mighty blow, that doesn't really matter in an armor 9 versus armor 9 battle though.
Yeah, and the Orcs in this case have 2 bench, so they can suffer a bit of attrition, and they're not too worried about it. It's a close game, I think. I think I favor the Orcs though.
It is close. I wouldn't be surprised to see it go either way. I think I'm going to give it to the Orcs, if only because the 3 tackle means that they can target the skinks pretty well, and there's not going to be a whole lot of skink on Rolling Red's team as it is. I think he'll have minimum skinks basically, like 3. So any skink he loses, or 4 skinks. So any skink he loses is just really bad, and I think he'll lose them with the tackle pieces.
Yeah, though the Mighty Blow, if it causes attrition on some key positionals, could be very problematic. If a Black Orc or 2 goes down in the first half, the Orcs are suddenly in serious trouble, and the Orcs are less likely to cause attrition as they only have 1 Mighty Blow piece, who will probably be blitzing a lot, but...
could go either way.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit odd that the Orc with Mighty Blow tackle went guard instead of piling on. Usually you want 1 Orc to be a dedicated killer, but...
yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Orcs, but like it's a 60-40 kind of thing. Like, Hufflepuff Heroes and Dead Wrestler Society. So that's the 1800 Lizardmen at the start, like the ludicrous development. And what was the other team?
Isn't the Hufflepuff Heroes the Khemri team?
Yes. Oh man.
Didn't you say lizards?
Khemri and lizards.
Yeah, I see.
1700 Khemri versus 1800 lizards. I mean, either way, I want to see this game, I think.
That is the other thing. If you guys send us your scheduled match times, we will try to cast them. We can't promise anything, obviously, because we're both busy people, but we...
if they fall in times, if you send us your scheduled match times and they fall in times that I'm actually home, I will stream them live. There you go. I think, man, this will be a weird game, and I kind of want to watch it. But I think I want to give it to the Lizards. Like, if anybody has the tools to deal with stupid Khemri players, it's people who are almost as strong and have more of the strength. There's like one or two like ludicrous Khemri players, but I think that
Yeah, I mean, like that one Blitzeroth is going to annihilate Skinks if he can get his hands on them. So like the Khemri game plan here is use the Tomb Guardians efficiently to tie up Saurus, but it's going to be hard because a lot of the Saurus are guard spam.
And there's only one guard on the Tomb Guardians.
Oh yes, there's two guards, but one is on the skeleton, and you can always just punch the skeleton away. So yeah, that's not as much of a trouble.
Yeah, so I think I gave this to Lizards, but it's a game that I want to see.
Yeah, I agree.
Foul targets. I predict the foul targets will win. We'll chalk up one for me.
No points for you.
Rogues Gallery and Economy of Scale. So that's the Chaos Dwarfs and the Furl's Lizard team. That's the 1380 Lizard team. That is like has some weird skills, not a whole lot of block.
Missing their Croxagore, yeah, that's going to the Chorfs.
Versus the 3 Claw Mighty Blow Chorfs. Yeah, I think that goes to Chorfs.
Sorry, bro, but let's go to the Chorfs.
We've got the Bad QB Squad and Rage Dwarf. So that is the Underworld versus the Dwarves.
Underworld actually have pretty good tools for dealing with Dwarves.
They've got one like super key player in the Blitzer.
Yeah, you play kind of like Skaven in that you try to cause like one serious attrition per turn. That said, Dwarves are, pretty annoying to deal with, but they have no bench.
They have no bench, but they also have a ton of guard. They're
gonna just beat the living hell out of them if they can get in contact.
Well,
probably the Dwarves.
I think the Dwarves too. I mean, the Dwarves are just gonna like try to protect their players with guard to keep the Skaven Blitzer Blitz difficult, and they're just gonna hunt goblins until they sort of run out of goblins because Mighty Blow Tackle means the goblins die.
I mean, technically they have 2 Claw Mighty Blow because that troll exists.
I suppose that's true. I think I want to give this to the Dwarves though.
Barring some ridiculous nonsense, I agree. The Dwarves are just going to base the non-claw players all day and then beat them to death.
So we've got the average race Joes and the respectable gents. So we've got the Chaos team with 1 million plus movements and not much else against like the most bog standard Lizard team with like the kind of skills you exactly want I've ever seen. I want to say Lizards there because they're like basically the same TV, but the Chaos are like outstrengthed and outblocked and outguard and like out mighty blowed.
Let's see, sorry, I was writing things down. Yeah, I mean at this stage, Chaos are still kind of a pitch control team, and
Lizards are a better pitch control team.
Are a much better pitch control team.
Well, they do control lizards.
They do.
I don't have anyone to throw.
I'm really far away though. If anyone was going to be thrown, it's probably me.
Elements of Style and the Great Cold Ones. I was like, we're the Vamps, but they just played.
We're going to have to predict a lot of Lizard mirrors, and I don't want to do it.
No. Elements of Style and Great Cold Ones. So that's the Norse and what else?
So it's My Stays versus
Isn't Mike.
Is it Isn't Mike?
I don't know. I have no idea. So Armor 7 versus Armor 7, but one Armor 7 that's designed to punch stuff and one Armor 7 that's designed to score a lot.
Yeah, I mean those catchers, man. Ugh.
There's zero.
I feel like this
on the
goes
Norse
to the
team.
Wood Elves, but is there 0? Okay, yeah. So this goes to the Wood Elves, but the Wood Elves are gonna die.
Yeah, I think this goes to the Wood Elves too, but they might take some damage.
Oh, they're currently playing. Apparently, do you want to pop in and see what's up? I'm gonna predict that the Wood Elves are winning.
I mean, we have to do another division still.
I didn't mean let's watch it, but I am gonna pop in real quickly to see how that's going.
Okay. Let's take a look. Let's just see what the score is briefly. If they're still going when they're done, I'll watch it, but we've still got another division to go over.
It is 2-0 for the Wood Elves.
Surprise! Well, good thing we both predicted the Wood Elves.
I'm still gonna go in and I want to look at that injury pile. Let's see it.
The 2 rookies, or 1 rookie and the wrestle guy, but like it's 2-0 for the Wood Elves, and they're about to score again. So,
yep.
I feel like
actually they've caused a lot of injuries on the North side as well. Also, Iron Adept, you're neither my dad nor my supervisor. I will run this as I see fit. That's an AV bust on a lineman, so he's dead, and a MNG on the Star Runner. Brutal.
Meanwhile,
so
I'm going to go into Division 7.
Currently, the Wood Elves are out punching the Norse in terms of value. Yeah, I will now quit the replay.
So there are 2 games that have already happened in this this division, so we won't have to predict those ones, I guess. But we can go take a look at the teams in Division 7. First one is good old Doof.
Oh, Doof. A fellow minor coach. I am the minor champion from last season, and Doof was in my division. I played him twice, once in the playoffs and once in the regular.
And the Orcs, which are slightly less bloaty than they used to be, but somehow still 1760.
We mocked them a lot for being bloaty, yeah.
Well, they had a troll and a goblin and stuff, and all these really high-level players, and now they just have all the high-level players. Although 2 of the Black Orcs are totally empty, which is kind of sad, and one of them is movement 3, which is also sad.
Yes, it's a rough amount of movement, because that means if you get knocked down and back, you can't get back into base contact.
But he's block guard, and you don't want to give that up. And
it's true. I wouldn't recycle him until you had a full suite of other.
And then we've got another block guard, which is very standard for Black Orcs. Although, since those 2 guys are block, it means that the first 2 are going to be really slow to level, because they don't have block yet, but they also may have died or something, so...
I think he had very developed Black Orcs, so this is sad things. William Shorkspear is a tackle, mighty blow, strip ball, frenzy blitzer. So
several attempts at removing the ball from you.
Gonna do a lot of different things with that player. And a standard mighty blow piling on tackle piece.
Yep, and we've got a guard mighty blow blitzer as well. And then the...
It was plus movement, dodge, and stand firm. It's a pretty good blitzer.
That's a good blitzer. Plus movement, blodge, guard, stand firm. So not only is he fast enough to get to wherever you want guard, he is also blodge firm, so it's very difficult to remove that guard from wherever he ends up being. And with the guard spam on other players, you can get some great usage out of that guy, because he's going to be really hard to knock over. Like, you need a POW. A lot of the times it's going to be a 1 die, that kind of thing.
Do you want to talk about the strong arm, accurate, plus agi thrower? Are you sure you don't want to talk about it?
Like, this piece was so bad until it got plus agi, and now it looks genius.
I know. He took strong arm and was universally mocked for it.
I mean, he took strong arm in college, like, as his first level ever, and he's like, I want to pass strong arm. And then he picked up agi, and now he looks like a genius because he's got an agi 4 strong arm thrower with accurate. So he's got like a stupid elf passer.
Agi 3, but yes.
That's still a 3+ catch.
It is.
And it's like a 2, and it's like basically a 2+ pass with a reroll, no matter what you do now.
I don't think a long bomb is a 2+. I think it's a 3+.
This piece was so bad until it got agi, and then it became ridiculous. But like it was initially, I just almost covered up my screen, like you guys can see. It was initially a thrower with strong arm and nothing else. And it's like, what are you gonna do? Throw? And then it got accurate and agi, and now it looks really good. I like it. And
all right, Archangel and Iron Hand up. Only one of you can be right. I think it is a 3+, because it's effectively agi 6 on passing.
Yeah. And then it's got there's a plus strength line orc, like whatever. That's really funny. This is a passing orc team. I want to combine Orcsker Wild with my agi 5 orc and play orc elves.
It's true. You guys could do some ridiculous nonsense. I'm really surprised and sad, Doof, that you didn't submit this thrower to the All-Stars, because or the Superstar Shootout.
There wasn't orcs.
Oh, there weren't orcs this time. Well, next time you'll definitely get it.
Otherwise, I would have submitted my agi 5 guy, despite him being in a different league, just in hopes that they took it.
I don't think it's got to be in REBBL.
It counts. It's representing REBBL, though. Come on. All right, Sons of Sam, Lord Teton, another orc team from our college / minors.
Another team that I've played multiple times.
Yeah, from our college / minors seasons.
Oh no, I think I've played Doof 3 times actually, because I think I also played him in the postseason.
So this is a more standard looking sort of orc team. We've got a block mighty blow black orc, a block guard black orc, and then 2 rookie ones who are 0 SPP sadly, so they'll be slow to level up. But we make up for that with some guard blitzers.
Mighty Blow on Black Orcs as a second level is an interesting pick. Usually you want guard for them. They're kind of your pillar support pieces. But these are some hellish blitzers. The Angel of Death was infamous, certainly, in college.
Yeah, well, the Mighty Blow help him level faster, and he already has guard on other players. He has 4 guard in other places, so he doesn't necessarily need it. But yeah, the Angel of Death with Mighty Blow Tackle piling on pro. What a really good blitzer. Then we've got Guard Mighty Blow Stand Firm, Guard Mighty Blow Tackle Guard. Like those are just like really good support blitzers, certainly. And then you've got one like Ultra Killer. And then like just more Mighty Blow, right? Like they're support pieces with Mighty Blow. So not only are they supporting, but if you happen to get some nice 2-dies with them, they also have a good chance of breaking armor. So
Dirty
pieces.
Player Guard is a bit awkward, but you always want more Guard on Orcs, so I understand the pickup. Good team.
Thrower with accurate and kickoff return. The kickoff return makes a lot of sense. He's slow, movement 5. That's like three free movement when you need to get to pick up the ball. It makes you a little more mobile.
It's a more standard setup. I would have usually seen kickoff return after or before accurate, but still a really good piece for
accurate. Makes those sort of short, quick passes a lot more reliable, especially if you have the built-in reroll. So you can throw to a blitzer if you really need to, or like a couple squares throw if you need to. So it's reasonable. Some people like throwers, some people don't. I don't, but this is a reasonable thrower.
Yep, and then we have a third miners coach in Not Nylock's Scaled Measure, another lizard team.
More lizards, more miners. We're all together.
Croc Shakur is a block Croxagore.
Wimp Croc Shakur. Kermit Jafrog. I like it.
Ankylosaurus Andy is definitely from the market because I remember seeing that Leadersaurus and laughing.
That's hilarious.
It's an interesting double. If I was going to keep this, I would drop a reroll, but he hasn't played a match yet. So
I imagine he got that because he wanted another Blocksaurus, and that was an available Blocksaurus.
Probably, yeah. Though it is a double, so that's an expensive piece.
You know what's funny? He's an Agi 5 skink.
He does. He's had that for a while. Agi 5 skinks are contentious. They're basically just better at passing and picking up the ball in tackle zones.
But picking up the ball in tackle zones when you're stunty is great because you can dodge in on a 2+ regardless of how many tackle zones there are.
It's true. Most of the times you're doing that, you're not diving into like 10 tackle zones to do it. So I think Agi 4 gets most of the benefit of that without the extra bloat of an 180k skink.
I mean, two tackle zones makes it's still a 2+ with 2 tackle zones, right? Or 3+ with 2 tackle zones.
This is Div 7, Jeff. We already talked about your team.
Yep. But it'll be on YouTube certainly later.
On the YouTubes.
Movement 9 skink, so he'll get sprint next certainly. Diving tackle niggled skink, so he's gonna get murdered.
Yeah, you just keep him until he dies, whatever.
Yeah.
The catch is actually pretty good for that too, because when you're one turning, you're always going to be doing handoffs, and the catch is a free reroll on the handoff. So
yeah,
it works out pretty nicely actually.
Good sprint and hope for another movement.
Down 2 Saurus for his first game is brutal, especially as one of them is his best Saurus at block, strength 5,
yellow,
break tackle. Yeah.
I like teams like this that have been around forever, where they clearly started off with a theme. Like he's got Javonda Breaking Jaw and Sharp Toe Dolphin Noise. Which were all like the like Key and Peele football college football sketch names, and then it like they sort of just start to evolve to get random other players that you've picked up or whatever, like Ankylosaurus Andy or whatever. I like it; it's fun.
Where you just like gotten other things from the market. I have a market player, but he kind of fits into my theme because it's a weird '90s television show, so doesn't quite stand out, which is nice.
Or mine when you start collecting Pokemon and like you lose your regular rotters, so all your rotters have weird names that don't fit. But we've got some, the Saurus are good though. Like just missing them for his first game is going to be rough, but it's block guard, mighty blow, block guard, block mighty blow, tackle. Like those are good Saurus. Strength, block, break tackle. Those are
was
really
Yellow
good Saurus.
Also from the market? Yellow might have also been the market. I don't remember.
Then why is it miss next game?
Because you can buy them with injuries. They don't play their injuries.
Okay, I mean that's a good team. There's a lot of really cool players. His first game is going to be really hard with a niggled Saurus, a niggled skink, and 2 missing Saurus. But after that, it should be pretty good, honestly.
Yep. The AV bust on, it's a bit rough for sure.
Galactic with the Rotterhood. Didn't Galactic play Rats before?
Galactic played Rats in the college league, and he won. He was the college champion the year we played in college, actually.
Yep.
And then he rolled fresh last season, I think.
And he rolled fresh Nurgle, and now we have a 1730 Nurgle team.
Welcome to Nurgle. That is a plus agi plus movement Pestigor.
That's really good.
Not too bad.
Nope, because he's now going to get sure hands. He's going to hope for dodge, and you have a ridiculous ball carrier. He's got a killer started in a Pestigor with block claw. He's got a sacker started with wrestle, and he's got another killer but a more reliable one started with block mighty blow. So next will be claw and then tackle. So he's got, two sort of killer Pestigors going slightly different routes, one to have the killer immediately and one to be slightly more reliable when it really matters. Giant bench of Rotters. Giant Rotter bench.
He's got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Pretty serious. He has a Rotter named Chubstep.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a Pokemon.
Standard Beast of Nurgle with claw, or with guard stand firm, sorry. Rookie Nurgle Warrior with nothing, which is a little sad, but the other ones are good. We've got a block Mighty Blow Claw killer one, and we've got a block guard one, and we've got a block one. So the only thing that's really missing is more guard, I guess. He's got 2 sort of killer pieces. He's got a decent amount of block. Dirty Player on one of the Rotters would be nice, I guess.
Hydrogen is the old war dancer from MySpace.
It is, yeah, Hydrogen. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's funny. Really good looking Nurgle team. He's got a ball carrier that's going to get your hand soon, and then maybe some mutations. He's close to a piling on claw palm piece. He's got a claw mighty blow block Nurgle warrior for kind of more aggressive basing. Yeah, looking really good.
More guard and a dirty player is all this team really wants, and then you start to embrace the bloat.
Rot fighter Kita to pick up tackle.
It takes so long to get tackle on Nurgle. It'll it's like your 4th skill. It's like it'll be high. The next skill that the Nurgle warrior gets is probably tackle, and then the Pestigor might get tackle next, but he might get claw next, and then the mighty blow claw one will get block and then tackle. It takes so long to get tackle on Nurgle teams. Archangel's Will. So there's the team. They've been following us around forever. This is Archangel and his Wood Elves. We've got ourselves what looks like a rookie tree. 7 matches, just 0 SPP from 7 matches.
Sorry, I got distracted killing flies.
We've got 2 War Dancers. Both are great. One is Strip Ball Tackle Mighty Blow, and one is Sidestep Mighty Blow Tackle, which are both amazing. We've got the start of a 1-turner in movement 9, sprint sure feet catcher. The sad part is he has missed next game. He's also got Blodge for when he's regularly on the field, and Nerves of Steel, which we've talked about last season. Makes him so we can just kind of dump him in the end field, and then the Blodge is likely to stay on his feet, and then Nerves of Steel he can catch pretty easily. And to throw it to him, we've got a thrower. Accurate, strong arm, strength 2.
Yeah, that poor thrower.
Oops.
I think this got busted in his first game this season, like just now.
Now.
Nameless, yeah. Real good catcher.
This is some good linemen though. There's like 2 Blodge linemen. They're just likely to stay alive that much longer, and the thing you lose to on L's is running out of players, and that prevents them from dying. Got a kick, ubiquitous kick. You need one of those, and a guard, because you never pass up guard on Wood Elves.
It is true that strength 2 throwers are not the worst thing. Your thrower should never be getting hit.
It's mostly irrelevant.
He hangs in the backfield and then runs forward to pass to a catcher or a one answer.
It just means that if you have to be a little bit more careful with him, because most players will have a sort of natural 2-die on him. If you happen to make a mistake and cause a turnover early where you leave a hit on your thrower before you've thrown it, it's just he's more likely to go down because people have a natural 2-die on him. So you just have to be a little more careful, I think, but it doesn't really hurt you too bad in the long run. Iron Master himself with Yeti to Conquer, the Norse. They were in our division briefly last season, and then he had to stop due to some RL issues, so he pulled out, and then he came back but was in a different division, so we lost him about halfway through.
Too many injuries, only 2 rerolls. I don't care about leader. Boring. Moving on.
Mighty Blow Block Yeti is super good. Frenzy with block makes him much more reliable, and now he's Frenzy Mighty Blow Claw Block. That's a really gross Yeti.
Real dangerous. His punchy Ulf is MNG'd along with that Yeti, so he's going to have a rough next game, but looking pretty good other than that.
That Yeti is so good. I like it. Block guard, Frenzy, Ulf is really nice too. Cause
that is an intense amount of development on a thrower.
I've literally never seen anyone take a Norse thrower ever, and this is a ludicrous amount of Norse.
The Norse team in our division has 2 throwers.
Why?
One of which has accurate and mighty blow.
I had never played Norse for a while, and I went to look at the positionals, and I was surprised to learn they had a thrower because I'd never seen anybody take one. But here you go. This is a lot of development on a thrower. I don't actually know what skills they start with by default.
Block and pass, I believe.
So he's picked up leader. It's the good thing about the thrower, I guess, is that they have passing access. So it's kind of like a cheap reroll in that you can get leader.
Yeah, Norse only have 60k rerolls, but it's still a bit of savings. I mean, not a bit; it's 40k savings.
Yep. So that's a good reason to take a thrower is the leader, and if you've got him, you might as well take sure hands, which he's done, and then he rolled plus strength. So now he can also do other things when he's not throwing, and that's namely hit stuff.
Dodge and tackle. The dodge is a double, so he's developed quite nicely.
That's a surprisingly good thrower.
Apparently it's from Gengar's old team.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
And then we have the ultimate Berserker.
Yeah.
Frenzy, well, of course, Frenzy jump up is standard. Mighty Blow, piling on, tackle, pro.
Yep. The only thing you could ask for in a player that kills people is Claw, but you can't get that on Norse. So that's about as good a killer as you can possibly get.
Yep. And then only one runner, only one Berserker. Maybe he's going to pick those up later. I don't know what his strategy is there. Maybe he doesn't think he needs both.
Well, probably 2 Berserker.
A lot of people go very lineman heavy on Norse because Norse linemen are very versatile and are good at kicking people in the face.
They're also very cheap and efficient. I imagine he'll get another Berserker, but probably not another runner, is what I would say. Just got the plus strength. Oh yeah, so we've got a plus strength lineman.
That plus strength one is basically an Ulf with less armor and no frenzy at a 30k discount.
He's gonna get shadowing next.
No, he won't.
A bunch of linemen sort of picking up standard stuff in tackle. One strip ball, one dirty player. Maybe you could get a kick somewhere, but you don't really need it. This is very much a Norse team, which is like
you need kick.
You don't need it, but it'd be a good one.
Oh, I think he had kick. I think this happened. He's already played his game, I'm pretty sure, and it was earlier today, and I was watching it, and his kick player died. So I think that's probably what happened there. Yeah, his kick just died.
Orcs Wild was bad, and then he became really good. Like that's what we said, Doof. Garbo Zarbo, thanks for the follow.
He was bad for a really long time. He carried you into the playoffs by happenstance. You did 2 turn against me twice with him, but there was a bit of luck involved with that, we must say.
I like this Norse team. It's sort of standard in that you've got a couple of really ridiculous players and then just really cheap, efficient linemen to do other stuff. I like it. It's a good Norse team. His next game might be a little scary with the lack of Yeti and one good Ulf, but he's got Drax Pavement Pounder. What else do you need?
Yeah, exactly. 1 Minute League just got announced, and I believe we both signed up for that a billion years ago. So
we did.
We're going to have a new league.
I'm playing Bretonians. I've never played Bretonians before. It'll be good stuff. Werewolf of Wall Street by Cunning Fox Pup. 1720 Necro. I'm excited to see what we have here. Some good wolves, basically, unsurprisingly. Look at that ghoul. So we have a Mighty Blow tackle werewolf. So that's your Claw Mighty Blow block tackle. And then we've got a Blodge tackle werewolf as well. So
that's just all normals. I think that's one away from being recycled. I think the standard werewolf recycle is 4 levels with no doubles.
Yes, I very remember you picking up strong arm first, and then people being like, "Why did you take strong arm first?" But that was also your very first level from college, so it's He survived this long. You've got to keep him around. It's nostalgia. I understand.
Do you want to talk about Murder Tackle Good
Yeah.
as having the best player name?
No, I still prefer Cockrip Dong Smash. But Murder Tackle Good is
who is a Mighty Blow Dark Elf Blitzer, I believe,
Yeah.
who rolled Mighty Blow as his first level because of course he did. His name was Cockrip Dong Smash.
Murder Tackle Good, who for the murder part has Piling On and Mighty Blow, and for the Tackle Good has Tackle, so that's a good white. And then we've got
up to his name.
Dead Guy Makes You Dead, who has played 17 matches and has 0 levels. Which I'm not entirely sure how it happens, but probably because Murder Tackle Good is taking all the hits along with Bitey, Mick, Stab, and Slash. These are the both.
Ball Handler Mick Lower Armor is a weird Wood Elf catcher. I will say that.
Yep. Dodge Movement 9.
Or a weird Gutter Runner, I guess. Movement 9 is Gutter Runners.
Yeah, but he's also strength 3.
This is a good team. I love it.
I love
the names. The names are beautiful. He has a Pokemon too. He's got Helium. MySpace just gives everyone Pokemon.
I like it, man. I need to get a MySpace Pokemon now.
Apparently, you're not cool unless you have a MySpace.
I like standing, not moving much. The Block Flesh Golem and Brick Wall Mick in the way.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
Both block, so more reliable Strength 4 Flesh Golems. Guard is probably next. You'll often see Guard on whites. But we have a killer white and we don't have a guard on Dead Guy Makes You Dead yet. We do have a guard.
Normally you develop the whites on a necromantic as more of support pieces because they really need the support pieces and you want to be blitzing with your werewolves a lot. But Murder Tackle's good. Had different thoughts. So
yeah, and we've got Fast McDodgy Guy, the ghoul with guard block, also a niggle. So
that is not long for this world, but
well, he's
real good in the meantime.
He's Blodge, so maybe, but I mean, Armor 7 niggle.
I had a Strength 4 Blodge ghoul and still died to a 1-die POW. They happen.
Yeah, and the guard is really nice. Movement 7 guard. Helium Stumbles. No, why does Stumbles McFoulgood have block, but Helium has dirty player? He doesn't.
Not adhering to your own theme. -50 DKP.
Not a Frank McZombie has got wrestle and kick, and then Frashist Servant of Rot is also a Pokemon, I imagine, from a Nurgle team.
Yeah, probably.
I like this team. I like the names.
We saw the Rot.
Yeah.
Nurgle earlier,
it was Galactic.
It's Galactics, yeah. Cool. Good team. 10 out of 10.
Rotting Snatches.
From Tommy Too Tall. Another Nurgle team. I'm glad I'm not in this division.
Slightly less
Strength,
TV.
Claw, Mighty Blow, Nurgle Warrior.
Oof.
Broken Bullet Tooth Tony is a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, this is all they're all Snatch characters. Bricktop Turkish, Bullet Tooth Tony, Boris the Blade, Frankie Four Fingers.
I do remember that movie. It's true.
It's such a good movie. There's no Avi the Bullet Dodger though, is there?
There might have been.
No, not maybe. Anyway, Guard Beast of Nurgle, other thing you normally see is Stand Firm. 3 SPP away, seems good. 1 rookie Nurgle Warrior, no guard on them, but he's got the Mighty Blow, Claw, Strength, the Mighty Blow block, and block, so they can at least use Strength 4 and block to punch some stuff. Frankie Four Fingers is a now Movement 5 Pestigore, which is kind of sad.
As they're your highest movement player, much in the same way you only take movement on your highest movement players or maybe your big guys. You really hate to lose movement on your fastest pieces. Yeah,
because now they're zombies with horns. But he has Blodge Guard, so that's nice. And he's got the start of a nice little ball carrier in Tommy with block Agi. Surprised he took Tackle as the 3rd level over like Sure Hands or something when you have he's going to be your Agi player.
Like he's building him as a bit of a sacker, but I don't think that's the Nurgle game plan. So
you just
like as much.
No, I don't know. Well, he's already Strength 4 or Agi 4. I mean, so you don't like really need the Sure Hands, I guess. But as soon as you get Agi, he becomes your ball carrier forever, right? So you take Sure Hands, you hope to roll Dodge, and then we got the start of a killer with Block Claw, 1, and then 1. Dirty player, Rotter, and nothing else. no bench, which means he's going to have to put not rotters on the line, which is a little annoying, but that also explains why he's 1550, but he has no money to buy a new one. I imagine he probably had to buy a new
Well,
Nurgle
he could
warrior.
put rotters on the line, but he would have to put Terrifying Peanut on it as well.
Yeah, he just bought a new Nurgle warrior. That guy's 0 games played, so that makes sense.
He's taking some damage. I will be right back, so...
He only has 2 rotters,
Why so long?
is what I'm saying. But it's less TV, but it's because he has no bench, only 3 Pestigors. But the players he does have are on their way to being pretty good. Like, this is a decent Nurgle team for what it is. More guard would probably be useful, but you do have 2. So we can move on to... He needed tackle, and that's why he got it. I guess that makes sense. Also killed his bench. Refer to bot report. Makes sense. I can't actually look at it because if I click away from my chat window with Shadorra, my camera will go funny. So I'll have to look at it afterwards. Norse Unleashed, he Roto Sukara, who I don't recognize, but we've got another Norse team. Oh. Holy stat ups, Batman. No, we have a blitzing Yeti for sure. No block or anything, but he's picked up Mighty Blow, so we got Mighty Blow Claw. Then we've got Juggernaut and Break Tackle. So he's dedicating himself to blitzing with this Yeti. Good lord.
What are we on? The Norse still?
Yeah, no, the Norse Unleashed, yeah. Stats, Batman, stats.
That's a lot of agility. These are some very naked elves.
Yep. He's also got, like, I was just talking about how he's a super blitzer Yeti. Like, he's absolutely dedicating himself to blitzing with that because he's got the Claw, Mighty Blow, Juggernaut, Break Tackle. I would not be surprised, honestly, to see him get Piling On. It sounds weird because once they're on the floor, you have to roll Wild Animal. But if you have Juggernaut and Break Tackle already, you're dedicating yourself to blitzing with him all the time. So you can just blitz from the floor, and that's fine. And you just use the Piling On to guarantee you make damage. I've seen people do it, namely me, with Bloodthirsters on Corn teams. So like it's fine, but you just have to be aware that you are blitzing with him every turn, and he is no longer like a support piece. And that's fine because he doesn't have guard yet, so it's not like he's going to be a support piece anyway.
Makes those wild animals really sting, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's so deadly, right? You can 2-die or 3-die a lot of people really easily. You get 2 shots at it. It's Mighty Blow Claw, like super likely to remove players. But if you do get wild animals, it's
yeah. The movement 5 is a bit of a limitator, as Ionadip was saying. He also sent me the match report from his game, which I watched part of yesterday, but I didn't get to watch all of it.
They don't blitz all the time, but this guy, I imagine, is dedicating himself to blitzing a lot because of the skill picks he's taken. Is kind of what my point is.
Anytime it's possible, I would think that you're right. Where these two teams, the Yeti to Conquer and Rotting Snacks, the Nurgle we just looked at, beat the ever-living hell out of each other, including a minus strength, like a dead kick player that we're talking about in 2 MNGs, and then 2 dead Rotters, and a minus strength Nurgle warrior.
So that's why he got fired.
Yeah, that's why there's a lot of damage.
So we got 2 Ulfs, one with Block Mighty Blow Break Tackle, which is certainly good. He's kind of like a Frenzy Saurus at this point. And we've got a Block Tackle one, so like good shots at removing balls or knocking down players because of Frenzy and Tackle.
Yeah, I'm mixed feelings on the lack of guard, but he's got a guard runner, which is a double, and it's a plus movement, which is really nice, and you can get dodge to make him really annoying to deal with. And he does have a guard berserker as well, who have strength access, of course. So.
And he's Agi guard berserker.
Can dodge in and out.
Mighty Blow berserker. So neither of those berserkers are sort of dedicated to killing, but he has the Yeti to do that, so it's probably fine. We've got a very obvious ball carrying lineman, which super lucky in that he took Sure Hands first, and then rolled Agi, and then rolled movement. Like I imagine he was very pleased with those level ups.
Yeah. Oh look. A better runner in some ways.
Lineman with tackle and plus agi, of course. Armor busted lineman, so that's a little rough. I mean,
that's just fired.
Yeah, you get rid of him. And a dirty player lineman who's niggled. Niggled armor, or no, not niggled. That's movement 5. That's probably fine.
Yeah, for dirty. I mean, it sucks because dirty players often want to come in and get as much momentum build up as possible. So that lack of movement is
Yeah.
a -1 to all fouls.
Oh,
but,
of course. But it's not a priority to replace or anything. Runner with guard and movement, so that's movement 8 that you can, or movement 8 guard that you can put wherever, and a dodge runner. And they also have agi access, so he can be dodge, block, or movement, which would be super good.
If we're listening,
What?
it's fine.
Wood United, Wood Elves, Luke 4-4 a 4-4. That's a lot of TV.
There's been a lot of Wood Elves.
Yeah. Ping, the treeman, is missed next game. But he has guard.
He's Dees. He's a Dees tree.
Pretty standard tree. Let's see. These players
Raj lineman is nice.
These players are all in weird order. Yeah, Raj is good. We got a catcher with Blodge Step.
Slew of normals, yes.
Yeah.
He's Blodge Step, Sure Feet, Sprint, Nerves of Steel, Sure Hands. So
Yeah.
he is just the ball carrier supreme.
Yeah, just normal catchers. That's what you see when you get normals.
Dodge first on a thrower is odd. Normally with the throwers, you hang out in the backfield, literally out of movement range of any of the other players. So giving him dodge.
I mean, his other options were passing skills.
Yeah, and you take pass, like accurate is great on elf
or block
throwers.
I guess. Right, Nerves of Steel is a double, but that's
correct. His catchers don't have passing access.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, block lineman or blodge lineman, dodge lineman. There's the start of your one turner with the movement catcher, so he's looking for another movement there.
You can handle one push. That's what else. It's not
Yeah,
too bad.
but if you get another movement, that's even better.
That's true. A wood elf who has only rolled normals and one who has mighty blow, tackle, strip ball.
Yep.
Leaf blower gets a lot of blitzes, I suspect.
Yeah, mighty blow, tackle, strip ball seems good. Blodge step tackle is also really good. We've got another catcher with sidestep and sure feet, so he's just sort of super mobile. Agi 5 lineman is good as well. That's some silly things you can do with that, and the standard kick. Nothing ludicrous yet, other than that the catcher is pretty good. Nothing like insane, but like pretty, like everything is good. There's nothing bad on this team. It's really this is not a Wood Elf team I'd want to play, despite there not being any ridiculous players on it, other than maybe Leaf Blower.
That catcher is pretty ridiculous. Like, what if you can't knock it down? If you don't have a tackle piece free and it is in scoring range, it's just going to catch the ball and run away. Like, there's basically nothing you can do about it.
And Leaf Blower is really good too, but like there isn't like a natural one turner. There isn't like a stupid player. But like this is not a Wood Elf team I'd ever want to play.
Yeah.
Good luck, everybody. Rock Lobstrosity playing the Crawdad Zydeco experience, which I also recognize as one of the teams that I thought was doing well last season. Humans! We don't see humans very often. I like it.
Humans.
Not a whole lot on this human team. We've got an Ogre.
This Ogre died. It seems it's only played a couple of matches.
Nothing on the Ogre.
Stand firm guard blitzer, mighty blow tackle, plus movement frenzy is really nice. That's a threat from anywhere on the field, basically. And plus movement on, again, some of the faster pieces.
Yep. We'll probably see guard on that rookie blitzer as well. You humans will put like sort of specialize their blitzers, but you need guard somewhere, and he's only got one, so he'll probably get another one. Then he's got his frenzy one, and he's got his blitzy one. So those are good. Dodge thrower. That's a double, right? Yes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Likely to be a blodge player soon, so that makes him a good ball carrier if you're not throwing and just running forward. But you do have the throw option with two catchers, one of them who is blodge.
Yep. It's a kind of not a ton of development. Seems to have taken a bit of attrition. The guard lineman is kind of nice. Kind of makes up for the fact that only one of the blitzers has guard.
Yeah, there's development on the blitzers though, which is where you really want it as humans, honestly.
It's true, and like they're getting to that point where humans kind of peak in terms of power.
Unless you get stupid stats.
Yeah, exactly. So a little bit more blitzer development, a little bit more catcher development, and this human team will be basically as good as it's going to get. So this season, I would expect them to peak before the development of other teams starts to get them kicked in the head.
Cake and Grad.
Ugh.
The one, the only Cake, head admin of REBBL, playing the Mesozoic Mighty Men. Oh, is this where Ankylosaurus Andy or whatever came from? Is that one of Cake's players?
I don't think so, actually. It just turns out Cake is unoriginal and effectively stole the theme.
Oh, okay.
I'm just giving him a hard time. Yeah, it's a pretty good source. Tackle first is an interesting choice. I think he told me he picked it because he was facing a stunty team or something like that.
And he really needed tackle. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, he really needed tackle for something, I think was the deal with that. The plus strength source is of course amazing. It's 2 SP away from getting block, and then you probably pick up guard and turn him into a second Croxagore, basically.
These are all alliterative Allosauri, though.
I believe that I was going to get Ankylosaurus Andy. Or no, sorry, that was the leader one. I was going to get someone else who had a similar sort of name, but yeah, I believe.
So did Cake just steal the alliterative Allosauri name?
No, I think he was. I don't know. I mean, I think he was just coming up with themes, and this is the one he settled on.
Anyway,
nothing is original. Whatever.
No. So we've got guard Crocs, some good standard sort of block everywhere. One's got guard, one's got break tackle. We talked about the tackle first, and then one with strength. So he probably gets guard next in 2 SPP. No, maybe block.
He gets block and then he gets guard. Yeah. Absolutely. And then, like I said, he's a second Croxagore with no nega trait and no prehensile tail.
Skinks. We've got a blodge movement skink, which is really nice, and a bunch of sidestep skinks.
Yep, the blodge plus movement skink is the dream, right? Like that's a ball carrier that is incredibly difficult to stop. If you roll plus agi next, oh man.
Yeah, and then another plus movement.
And then plus strength, just for good measure.
Yeah, and then another plus strength because let's have 2 of every stat.
Yeah, exactly. Is that legend yet?
I don't know. Friendship is Massacre.
Movement 10, strength 4, agi 4. Skink seems good.
He's back. Morally.
Oh, it's true. Cake will play not Nylock at some point, and then Ankylosaurus Andy might make a block against Ankylosaurus Andy. Because Cake also has one of those. And then, yes, Morally, who we also gassed the first time around.
The best mummy ever. The movement 4 guard break tackle mummy. Love it.
Oh, man, we argued about that movement 4 for so long. I really like it, but a lot of people did not.
So do I. People in chat didn't like it. I really like it, especially now that it also has guard and break tackle. And then the other one has block because, might as well get some good skills on these mummies. The whites are nice. I like the guard mighty blow. Guard is good because you needed guard somewhere, and you didn't have it on the mummy initially because he had movement first. And we've got an agi white, so that's a good ball carrying option, along with the blodge sure hands agi ghoul. You can even do weird passes, like agi 4 to agi 4 passes with movement 7 and movement 6.
Yeah, I mean, sure, that's perfectly reason. It's the reason when you roll double agi on the blitzer, everyone was like, it's stupid to take that because having one agi 5 piece is idiotic. But having 2 agi 4 pieces gives you an extra dimension that you might not normally have access to as undead. Like you can ball carry on Twilight Slaughter and then make a pretty decent pass to Painbow Dash and be able to fairly reliably score. Something like that.
It's an efficient team. It's only 1,500, but it has a lot of tools to do stuff. But the downside of that
on your killer white Cunning Fox. I said it was not normally how Necro built their whites.
This is it's very
story of a girl.
This is the story of a girl. No, it's an efficient team. It's 1,500 TV, but it means all of the skills are on 5 players. So if he loses one of these guys, the team could be in a rough spot. But as long as these 5 guys are still alive, this team is really good.
5 guys.
Yeah, I love 5 guys.
We're getting incredibly derailed.
I really love 5 guys in and around my mouth. Princess Lunacy is.
Let's let that silence hang a bit longer.
Is a great as a ball sacker, as you would say. And then we've got the meme skeleton with Dirty Player even, which I like. Spike is one of my favorites.
You have to have one skeleton for fouling.
And this one does have Dirty Player, so it's perfect. And then a bunch of zombies. Good team. I like it. And then we have Armor Furnace, who's hasn't accepted his ticket yet. So we have a super fed admin team until Armor Furnace is
until Slow comes back. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a good-looking undead team, and it has stat ups, which are the kind of thing you need to remain competitive as undead in the long run. He's getting this season he'll still be very strong, but after that I would expect him to fall off a bit.
So predictions.
Let me get back into the division because I backed all the way out like a champ.
We've got Armor Furnace versus Werewolf of Wall Street. We can't actually look at Armor Furnace's team because it's not in yet, but it's a pretty standard Chaos team, but it doesn't have a ludicrous amount of development, if I remember correctly. It was like only
have one season, yeah.
It was like a lot of block and stuff.
It's got a lot of block Mighty Blow, and I think it has a couple of kill pieces. I could look it up, but yeah, I think I would give this to the Necro.
I think so too. It's a good Necro team, and it's not a super developed Chaos team yet. In Yeti to Conquer and Rotting Snatches have tied, apparently. Norse Unleashed beat Archangel's Will 2-0. And we have the Rotterhood and Wood United. So that is the 1730 Nurgle from Galactic and the 1580 Wood Elves from Luke.
Normally I'd give this to Wood Elves. Nurgle do not have... oh, this one does have tackle, right, because they took it on there. But they've only got one tackle. They only have 2 Mighty Blow. 3 Mighty Blow. 4 if you count the Beast.
They don't have tackle?
They have 1 tackle. Rotting Snatches? This is what we're talking
about. No,
right?
we're talking about the Rotterhood.
Oh, no. The Rotterhood. Too many Nurgle teams.
They have no tackle. They have the Agi 4 Movement 7 Ball Carrier, though, who would also have a reasonable shot at keeping up with the Wood Elves.
Yes, but you just throw the Beast of Nurgle on him, and what's he going to do?
Pass every Tentacles roll, in my experience.
Horns adds to Tentacles, right?
I would
normally give this to the Wood Elves.
I think there's a lot of Mighty Blow on the Nurgle side, so it could like Failure Cascade pretty quickly for the Wood Elves, but I think they'll probably be able to score enough before the Nurgle can do that it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So I think I'm going to go with the Wood Elves as well.
It's also worth noting we know a lot less about these coaches than some of you do. We know Galactic, actually, and I've actually played him. Really good coach. So we might start tailoring our decisions less towards race and more towards coach
as the weeks go on. But right now, it's basically entirely on races. Underworld are arguably stunty, I guess. Like most people, they're stunty in that they have stunty players, but that's basically like saying Lizardmen are stunty because they have stunty players. Most people wouldn't really consider Underworld a stunty team because they're not bad.
Well, they're like tier 2.5, tier 2. I don't know. They're kind of like at the periphery of a stunty team.
Most people don't classify them as a stunty team in terms of like how well they can perform. Like we saw stunty teams in REBBL last season go undefeated. Like they're not stunty Underworld teams. Like I wouldn't call Underworld a stunty team, and they can get Claw Mighty Blow access.
So then we have the humans with their block Mighty Blow tackle piece versus the
Not Nylock.
Not Nylock is in rough shape, as I recall. I can't find him as I all the way.
He's missing 2 Saurus.
Yeah, humans can be a bit tough for lizards in the best of times because the blitzers are great for hunting skinks. Down 2 Saurus, I would have to give this to the humies.
I think I'll give that to the humies as well, mostly because of the down 2 Saurus. It's just like if those Saurus were up, I think I would give it to not Nylock, but the fact that he's going to be down 2 Saurus and have just a lot of skinks, and there are blitzers to hunt skinks, makes me put that at the humans. I think. Yeah, like Underworld are definitely tier 2, but they're not stunty, right? So if like you want to play a claw team that is low armor value but not stunty, Underworld are your guys, I think. Sons of Sam and the Mesozoic Mighty Men. So that's Cake versus Lord Teton. 1560 versus 1570. Cake versus Orcs. There's a lot of block, but there's only 1 guard or 2 guard, and
Teton is 5.
I want to give this to the Orcs, personally.
I agree.
But
it's going to be a tough matchup for the lizards. The Orcs outguard them, they outblock them, they massively out-mighty blow them. The only thing to win the game is basically the skink. I would give it to the Orcs as well.
Yep. Or not, we're agreeing too much. There's no contention.
We'll have to spice it up just for the audience.
Orcs and Friendship is Massacre. So this is Doof's like stupid bloaty orcs, which are not really bloaty. They're good, honestly. And but I just like to provoke him.
They're both teams that normally can't pass, who have passing players now.
Yeah. I mean, it's morally, so it doesn't matter what we say. The other thing is going to happen.
It's true. Take a look at both teams again. The Orcs don't actually outguard them that significantly.
No.
The two undeveloped Black Orcs are a bit of a liability. The Blitzers are nice, but the Undead have similarly skilled Blitzers.
The thing is with
a little less towards kill, a little more towards support.
But there are two. There's like a serious kill player in the Angel of Death, and then there's also the Bavarian Ripper.
And most players on the Undead team are AV8 or lower.
And there's three. There's like the Twilight Slaughter is actually a little bit vulnerable to the Mighty Blow tackle piling on pro. So I like.
Oh, apparently you were looking at the wrong. You were looking at Lord Keaton's team.
No, it isn't.
Yes, you were. You said the Bavarian Ripper, which is Lord Keaton's.
Oh, I am. Derp. I looked at Doof's team initially, and then I switched to the wrong one afterwards.
You're being heavily mocked in chat.
I'm so tired, man. Well, not tired. Like, I'm melty. Like, I'm sitting in a pool of my own sweat right now. It's awful. Just so you're aware.
I was on the right team, which is why I was talking about the two liability Black Orcs.
Yes.
You just can't see it. I would give this to the Orcs, I think. He's got the killer that's going to cause serious attrition for the Undead. The Undead would have to get some really good fouls off to cause the early problems for the Black Orcs.
I don't know. You know,
it's gonna be kind of close, but I think
the other thing morally gets like 250 TV in inducements.
Oh right, because bloaty AF.
I think this could easily go either way, and Orcs Wild might do some nonsense, but partially. You're
just gonna pick Undead to make this more interesting, aren't you?
Yes, that's basically what I'm doing. Honestly, I want to pick Undead, so there's at least some sort of contention this week. So there you go. I'm gonna go with Morley, which means Doof will win. You're welcome, Morley.
Oh right, we could also declare ties, which we haven't been doing.
Oh, that's true.
No, whatever.
But I'm not going to declare. I'm not going to declare a tie in this case.
That would be lame.
Yeah. There you go. That was pretty long, but it was the first one. So we had to take a look at all of the teams. Next week we will be doing something similar, same time, same channel, etc., etc. But we will be, instead of taking a look at all the teams, we'll take a quick look at what the leaderboard looks like, what the matches that were played this coming week resulted in. We'll watch a game from each division, and then we will do a prediction round again. So if a cool, exciting game happens, and you think it would be interesting for people to watch, whether it be like a good game, like technically good, or whether it be a stupid game where stupid things happen, we're looking for entertaining, not necessarily prime examples of Blood Bowl play, whether that be because it's a prime example or whether because it's funny. We want an entertaining game. So feel free to PM us if you think your game is worth looking at, and we'll pick a game from each division to watch and comment on next week. So that's that. We will wrap it up there, I believe. Our next stream for this will be on Wednesday, a week from today. I have a match on my first match in my division in REL will be on Sunday. So I'll be playing that Sunday, and I have a clan game to schedule, so that'll be scheduled at some point, and I will be streaming that as well, but I don't know when. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys next time.